So there's our sunrise, and it makes me think I want to share an idea about how the sun is not on and gone, like it's not above the horizon and below the horizon. Everything is very much a transition. And as I've been living out in nature for a few years now, I've started to see it's not winter, it's not spring and summer as in distinct moments. They're very much blended and transitioned. Just like when you watch the sunrise, you can start to see it actually move in a very short period of time. So you can actually see the transition. So when I look at my page, I don't think that, oh, this is the new moon and I have to do this in this exact day of the new moon. I see this branch or fractal, this arm of the fruit of life pattern that I use as a transition, moments of time, not specific moment of time. So what I have done is I started with kind of setting the intentions through doing the tarot yesterday. And then what I've just done this morning is I've filled in the integrate sphere. So these spheres were my projection using tarot, and then the outer spheres, as I go through the cycle, I'm going to fill in some sort of notion that means something to me, more of like a journal or experience. So what I came up with today that I kind of want to ponder out loud is this idea of being decisive. Let me take a drink of coffee. So, oh, that's so nice and warm. It's great. So an idea had kept coming up for me through other things that I was doing in my other books. And the concept is that oftentimes it's really difficult to make a decision because you're worried about making the wrong decision or the right decision. And there's so much pressure putting on the fear of what will the outcome be that no decision gets made. So what Bodhi and I have been doing lately is we've been looking at things like, when you know, then you go. Well, sometimes you don't know, so therefore you don't go. So the idea for me is to just really be decisive and make a choice in all moments in this now, if I'm going to take action on something or I'm going to take non-action on something, and to believe in that and to commit to it until I know otherwise, instead of being on the fence about things. When I'm on the fence about things, that's when the universe sorts of decides for me what I should do. So I'm going to integrate this idea that I've learned from the past moon cycle, and I'm going to bridge it into this moon cycle and really have these words down here so that as I go through this, I'm going to be looking at it pretty much every day for this whole, cycle. I will be reminded that it's important for me to know what my decisions are, to make clear choices. No matter if they're going to be right or wrong, I will learn something from them. There will be an outcome and I will be able to manage it. It will be temporary and I will get through it, whether it's favorable or not. So it was really important for me to start balancing this idea of the sun and moon, of good and bad, of right and wrong, of do and not do. So that's what I'm going to integrate for this moon cycle. I thought I would just share that with you. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my daily practice, which is for the waxing cycle. So for these 13 days, approximately 13 days, it kind of changes sometimes between the new moon and the full moon, I'm going to pick a sphere each day of the week, and I'm just going to work on one sphere. So what I'm going to do for my purpose is I could pull a tarot card. I have my tarot cards. I could pull a card and get a message for my purpose to explore for this phase, this waxing cycle, the waxing crescent and the waxing gibbous, and go with that. But since I've already pulled the Willow card, the Willow tree card, let's see right here, for ground, I'm actually going to make that my purpose because I really identify with the willow tree. So I'm going to put that purpose here, and then I'm going to pick a tarot card for my ground sphere, and that will be my message for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, sip some of my coffee, and then I'll show you what I get when I'm done. Soak up that sunshine, those early rays. So this is the card that I had received for my lunar cycle reading, and now I'm going to go ahead and add it to my purpose for this waxing cycle. So this is my daily practice. I'm going to use the book that came along with these cards that my friend Michelle gave me, or let me use, so I can download some information and wisdom from the trees that I love so much. So what I'll do is I will hold this idea for the next 13 days up until the full moon that I'm going to be whispering with the willow. I will speak, I will listen, and I will connect with that energy of that tree. So I'll probably be doing a lot of research, and perhaps it's going to show up in the grimoire, the next grimoire issue that I'll be doing. So now what I'm going to do for my daily practice is I'm going to pull a card for ground, and that's it. I'll be done for the day. I'll pull this card, I'll have a message, and that's what I'll use as kind of a foundation, something to ground me throughout the day. I can recall whatever this message will be. So let's figure out what it is. This will be my foundation leading me up to the full moon. This will be the foundation that will help me fulfill my goals this cycle. So what will that foundation be? The Knight of Pentacles. Accept responsibility, take charge, and all will be well. So now I'm going to translate that. I'll make some notes over here if need be, and then I will put that message in this ground sphere, and then I will begin my day. All right, the sun is above the tree lines, and I have my daily practice complete. As I mentioned how I came up with the purpose, what I did is I pulled that tarot card, the Knight of Pentacles, and I used a website called Crystal Clear Reflections to come up with what this card represented in addition to the meaning that was on the card itself. So these are the notes that are kind of like the backstory to this very potent information that I put in the sphere. So whatever I put in the sphere is the most potent information. It's the thing that really stands out to me the most. And I kind of blended it in with the idea of the willow, the wind. So for me, what I should do for this phase, the cycle of the moon between now and the full moon, I'm going to really face the unknown. You know, we're talking earlier about the fact that I got to make decisions, whether it's an action or a non-action. I need to be decisive. So I'm decisively facing the unknown with courage, not worrying, not having fear about what is on the other side of that step, that path that I'm going to take. And really what the card, when I actually read it from Crystal Clear Reflections, is talking about teaching. And so I've been really excited about doing tutoring as I've been talking to people individually and sort of giving my insights at the market that I've been going to, sharing with people how they could use this practice. And then also people online. Tutoring seems to be something that I'm very called to do. And it's new for me. I've never really been a teacher or thought of myself in that way. So that is going to be the wind. That is the face of the unknown that I'm going to direct my energy towards, is to those that want to also set goals. Now that I said that, it makes me think about this page. So between each one of these cycle spreads in this book that I've done, and you could just do this on your own notebook paper. You don't have to get this book. You can just sketch it out yourself. I have my manifest list. So for during this cycle, what I'll be doing is I'll be putting down things that I want to create, and then also writing things that I already have that I'm grateful for. And then this can kind of be for to-dos, things that I need to do to accomplish these intuitive goals that I come up with. So now what I'll do is I'll think just at least one thing. You know, I could do this on a daily basis. Just think of one thing that I might want to create or bring into my experience, and then recognize something that I'm grateful for. There it is. So the thing that I'm grateful for are the new oracle cards that I just received. I didn't go out and buy them. I didn't even necessarily know that I was looking for them, but they ended up in my life, and I've already gained a lot from them in the short period of time that I've been using them. So I'm really grateful to have that new information. It's like new inspiration for me. So I'm grateful to have that. And then what I would like to create is to really solidify the idea that I'm a tutor, that I'm helping people help themselves. So what I would like to create during this waxing cycle, so this over the next 2 weeks, is I'd like to find a devoted student that wants to learn with me, because the way I see it as a tutor, I'm the teacher and I'm the student, and that whatever I'm helping somebody else understand, I will have my own personal reflections that I will be able to gain insights from. So it'll be a reciprocal relationship. So that's what I put on my manifest to create for this waxing cycle. So then if I relate that to my lunar cycle, this is for the whole month. This is a larger goal. So the idea of what I would come up with, of what I want to manifest in this larger cycle, might be financial, because I got the Pentacles, right? That was my card, is the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. The thing that I would like to manifest for this moon cycle would be financial success as a tutor. That gives me a little bit longer of a goal to accomplish that. So I think I'll write that down and then I'll be done for the day. The sun is really blasting in here now. Okay, so now for my larger cycle goal, for the lunar cycle, about 28 to 30 days, I would like to have financial gain that's reoccurring from being a quantum memoir tutor. And then my gratitude is that, like the Willow, I have a very flexible life. Like, I live out here in nature. I don't have to get up and go to a job. I don't have to leave this property except to do a few things, once or twice a week. So I have this very intuitive, natural schedule that's very flexible. Like, it's my lifestyle. It's not a job. So I have a lot of gratitude for that, because I have spent many years of my life having to get up before the sun was out and go to work somewhere that I did not enjoy, with people that I did not enjoy, doing a thing that I did not enjoy. And now that is all over. That was a temporary aspect of my life that I learned from. And now I get to shine like a star here, my own property. All right, I must have lots of ideas to share today, because I'm going to just keep going. So now that was the lunar cycle that I just spoke about. So now I address the solar cycle. This is my goal for the year. So for this aspect of the year, what I've really been working on is to be self-employed, to be an entrepreneur, and for us to complete our shipping container house that is a little bit further down the ridge. So that's the manifest. This is my larger goal that I'm trying to accomplish by the end of 2021, by the end of this fall season, before we actually go into the winter. So that is my fruit of life cycle. This is how I set my goals and organize my ideas and enjoy my life.